Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode of Dad Builds. This time we are travelling through time and space in our very own custom TARDIS. So this is our very own Type 40 TT capsule. I do apologise for the road noise in the background. This is the only space we had to build it, so it's currently in the driveway. For my viewers who might be less acquainted with Doctor Who than some of the other viewers, this is essentially a spaceship that can travel through time and space and is piloted by an alien Time Lord known as the Doctor. It looks like a police box, which used to be a staple in Britain, which was something that was around before mobile phones. If you needed to contact the police, you'd find one of these on a street corner and you'd use the phone, which is inside here, to call the police, or sometimes there would actually be a police officer in there, as they'd have a desk and actually be working in there on call. When a TARDIS lands, it is designed to disguise itself as something to help it blend into the environment. So when it landed in 1963, it disguised itself as a police box, but the mechanism that allows it to disguise itself, called a chameleon circuit, got stuck. So it's now stuck looking like a police box, and the Doctor quite likes it, so this is now a spaceship. So this TARDIS is kind of a hybrid of classic and new Who. The measurements were actually taken from the original Brachaki prop, which had been used back in the William Hartnell era, and the actual exterior style and paint job was based on the David Tennant era TARDIS. So come with me, and I'm going to show you how we made it. First up is the metal frame, square base with caster wheels in each corner where the main corner posts are attached. The posts have angled metal strips that provide support for the main body panels. On goes custom cut pieces for the base shape that get screwed into the frame. Now the panels were where a lot of trial and error was. The correct shapes were achieved by having a large panel of wood as a base and using thicker planks to build up the detail on the top. The window bars were originally going to be cut out separately, but it was decided to cut out the entire window shape and then add the bars in later. Spare planks were used to make a crude frame so the router could be used to cut out a section where the window pane would sit in the panels. Once everything was marked out and measured, the planks were screwed and glued into place to make sure they were definitely secure. These planks were then routed out around the edges of the square parts of the panels to get the correct look so they didn't just have sharp edges to them. With the first panel built and installed, it was a case of rinse and repeat for the two other sides before tackling the doors, which were made in a similar fashion, just in two separate pieces so you could have one door be hinged. So the light box for the signs were made with grooves that would allow a sheet of frosted perspex to slide in and sit in front of two LED lights. Then it's on to decoration. Got a brass wall light and took it apart to paint and swap pieces over to create the top light that sits on top of the angled roof panel. Now it's time for the blue. Using Little Fair's TARDIS wood stain, went over the whole of the box with 4 layers. You can see how patchy just one layer of dye is, but seeing the TARDIS take on its classic colour, and now with the roof on, that just slips over on top of the frame, you can really see it come together. The roof, which was made off camera, did have to be cleaned up with filler when it was put together, and dye doesn't cover that filler well, so it has to be blended in by hand with acrylic paints. You can see the difference with the side that has just filler and the side that is blended with the paint. After all the dye layers were on it, it was the weathering stage. The whole box got a wash of watered down black acrylic paint, and with a little bit more extra acrylic in the corners to make everything look worn and just dirty patches overall. Last bit of the paint job was sealing the wood, so that was given 2 coats of Danish oil. This waterproofs the wood and it adds a really nice shine. Window bars were made separately. They were cut, painted and glued straight to a frosted perspex panel which acts as the window pane. The signs, which are also frosted perspex, slot into the light boxes. They have black vinyl over the top, so they let the light through certain parts of the lettering. With a few extra details of the front sign, handles and Yale lock, the TARDIS is complete. And at this point in the video, I'd like to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you to Jeff Kenny and Mortarian for pledging to have their name shouted out on my videos. So that is it. That is the TARDIS build from start to finish. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Sorry it's not hugely in depth, but it is just a kind of trial and error to get this thing together. But it is so worth it. I mean, look at it. So I guess it's time to take this baby for a spin across the galaxy, and who knows, maybe I'll pick up a companion on the way. Oh, that was bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, so I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna leave this noisy traffic behind. I would say may the force be with you, but in the spirit of the thing, Alonzi!